Yo, Facebook fans, Twitter fans, IG fans, battle rap culture. This is What to Talk About Radio, and I'm your host, Jim Jeezy, Dot Motherfucking Mob, a.k.a. I'm not a fucking rapper, better known as G the Starflower, man. And y'all know what today is, man. It's Wednesday. I like to kick the week off, with the OG talk, like the younger generation. But on Wednesdays, we like to get deeper in with the thoughts, This is where we make it make sense. For those of you lost individuals out here who doesn't have an understanding of nothing, we're going to make it make sense, man. But we got my brother, Byron Bey, in the building that's going to lock in with us and give us some history on the Moors, man. Because, like I said, man, I don't know everything, but I'm trying to learn today, you hear me? So we're going to lock in with my brother Byron. And he's going to give us some deep history. Yeah. Shout out to my brother Hustle. Shout out to Key with the vibes. Peace and blessings. Share the vibe. I'm late. I apologize, man. I definitely was running late. As y'all can see, it look like I'm sweating now, but that's just me. All right, got you, brother. But yeah, man, we like I said, man, every Wednesday y'all know the vibes on What to Talk About Radio, man. And I always tell y'all I like to do something that I call mixing up the pot. That's my way of getting my positive messages out there. I like to mix up the pot. So mixing up the pot is basically throwing a little bit of this in there with a little bit of that, and there with a little bit of what they need. You know what I'm saying? It's up to you to know what the little bits is. I can't teach y'all everything about what Jeezy do. Then y'all gonna try to be Jeezy. It's bad enough. We already got some junior wannabe Jeezys out here running around these streets, man. Yeah, man. Everybody wanna be on their thing now. Cause you see Jeezy moving. Listen, man. I didn't wake up and ask to be this. I always was. I just didn't know. I didn't wake up and say, I want to be this. I always was. I just didn't know. You hear me? Hey, yo, I'm really like sweating like I got my brother Hustle. I'm waiting for my brother to come up now, man. He said give him 5 minutes, so.
My brother, what's good, man?
Hustle with the vibes. Peace and blessings, King.
Hey, shit, how you doing, bro? How you doing, bro?
Man, over this bitch sweating like I was outside running and shit. But no, that's just because I just hopped out the shower or whatever. You know what I do, man. It's Wednesday. We make that make sense, man. I got my brother Byron Bey in the building, man, representing the board. You know what I'm saying? So we're going to give us some deep history on it.
Yeah, you know I'm going to be tuned in, bro.
I ain't got time to be playing with these young boys out here, man. Yeah,
you know I'm tuned in, bro. I'm trying to
Oh, yeah. Hey, everybody should be. You know, those who want to understand them, they should be.
Yeah, that's a fact. That's a fact.
Too many lost niggas running around out this bitch, bro. Not enough woke men. Too many lost niggas. That's why the shit can never change.
Word, yo, bro. I'm gonna need you for Monday, bro. I got clean paper pulling up.
Oh, yeah? What happened with, I missed it. I wound up, I messaged you and thought that I did miss it. Peace and blessings, me.
Nah, cause you ain't miss it. Cause we doing prez sometime this week too. I'm just not gonna promote for them two, bro. Cause they like, I mean, I be promoting and like, yeah, bro. So we just gonna do it.
You know I've been there, bro. On the time to be doing Dialogue Radio, I had a free failed mission. Don't get it twisted. I had a free failed mission.
Yeah, so Monday though, for real, bro. Pull up so I can pull you up on clean paper, and then I think like Wednesday or Thursday, we're gonna do Prez Mafia, and then you can pull up for that joint too.
Man, definitely. Just let me know, bro. You know I get sidetracked, so you gotta hit me. And, you gotta hit me that day, like Gigi. Don't forget, we on tonight. Like, you gotta let me know, bro.
Check, I'm gonna tell you.
I fuck with Train and I fuck with Prez, so I had to
listen to this though, bro.
Both of them, so yeah.
Nah, listen to this though, bro.
Oh, hold on. I'm gonna have to tap back in with you. So my guest coming on now, bro. We're gonna lock in after the show, though, brother.
All right, say no more, bro.
All right, appreciate you, Kane.
You already.
Okay. We ready to get it cracking. We ready to get it the way it's supposed to be, man. We got my brother Byron Bey in the building, man. He'll give y'all the proper introduction. You hear me? Peace and blessings, man.
Shalom.
Yes. Appreciate you, brother. I appreciate you.
I appreciate you, brother, because
hey, listen, I'm gonna tell you, right, something that I didn't tell you while we was messaging and shit, right? Like, I promise you, bro, when I was listening to you on the other brothers live that time, I'm like, man, this brother reminds me of me. Cause it's like, I be talking and I be so like energized with what I'm saying, like to get my messages across, and I hate being cut off. When I'm speaking something important, and I know it's important, and I know people need to hear this, but yet I'm being cut off by other people, you know what I'm saying? And that was part of my reasons for wanting to bring you on, you know, because I don't like to cut people off. I give you the platform to do you. This is you right here. You know what I'm saying? I brought you here to promote your message the way you want to. You know what I'm saying? That's what we're here for, brother.
Well, like I say, you know, 5 on the right, 2 on the left. I just want to say, my brother, you say you remind me of you remind me of me. It's the spirit, and that's the thing that we got to tune into, is the consciousness of the creator of all things. Man is mind, and when we can look into each other and see that same consciousness, that same God, if you will, Allah, and let that mind intermingle, then I know more, you know more, you showing me, you reflecting back to me, you bringing back things from my DNA, from my memory, from my past, from my ancestors, you waking ourselves up. And that's the most important thing. I say Islam to everybody, and I give most high respect to Prophet Noble Drew Ali, of course, and all the prophets, Muhammad, Buddha. I give respect to everybody's religion. When one of the things that I wanted to get across to people is that when you say you are a Moor, that people think that it's got something to do with that it's your religion. That's the first thing they think. If you wear a headdress, if you wear some kind of garb, they want to say, oh, they want to put you in a box. It's your religion. So that they can, so that they can kind of stereotype us.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where we have an issue. Our issue is in that instead of seeing the likenesses and similarities between each other, we're too busy focusing on our differences. Okay? Now, I might wear this headdress, I'll wear another one with tassels, or I might wear a turban. I'll wear a sash, that turban to be a sash. I can use that sash for anything. I might use that thing for a weapon. I might use that thing to clean myself. You know what I'm saying? Because, we civilized people. You know what I'm saying? It's always something that it's a reason for your customary garb. Now, immediately people think religion when they see this crown. This is the crown of the sun. This is a tarbouche. You got the tarbouche. You got the fez. The fez is the tall, conical a headdress. It's not a hat. Tall, conical headdress. Tassels on it. 360 tassels should be on it. All right, representing light. 360 degrees of light, or 360 degrees of knowledge, encompassing all knowledge. 360, 720 degrees. Okay, because we are Moorish scientists. Okay, it's not my Moorish religion, because all of the religions in the world come out of Moorish science. Moorish science has been around here. This is ancient. Peace, Mo. This is ancient. This is not no new stuff. You know what I'm saying? We were awakened in the West over here when Prophet Noble Drew Ali brought that here. Okay? People get confused about some things. Right? And I want to dispel the confusion, because I'm not here to give nobody no new religion. That's not what it's about. Not about giving nobody no new religion. Religion is a problem that has got us all enslaved, whether you're Muslim, Christian, Jew, Hindu, all these kinds of things are political constructs. They're political constructs, and they're useful for civilizing a man. They're useful for civilizing a man. I'm not knocking none of them. All of them good if they help you. Okay? Because it all comes out of science. Okay, the science of our ancestors. Okay? You got the brothers, you got Hebrew Israelites, and the Hebrew Israelite. Okay? All right? These are people. Okay? Hebrew Israelite. We not Moors. They say we not Moors. They're Moors. Okay? When you look into history, when you study history, you can dispel the myths, the things that separate the people. Folks have gotten in the sense of I'm better than you too much. It's too much of my stuff better than your stuff. You know what I'm saying? My trick knowledge is better than your trick knowledge, because we all getting tricked. Because the secret is that Hinduism, Buddhism, Christianity, the Muslim faith, all of those things, they go together. They go together. Can you imagine if you got a whole encyclopedia set? You got a nice set. It's 32 books in that thing. You know what I'm saying? 32 books in your encyclopedia set. And if you got 3 of them, and this is what you've been taught, that this is all it is, and you say, them 3 over there, they ain't no good. We talking against each other, but all of them go together.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? When we dig deeper into those things and we find how they go together. And it's all just more science because it's the science of things that are. We, and as Moors, some of us are in the Moor Science Temple of America. Okay? Not all Moors are in the Moor Science Temple. Some Moors don't never wear this headdress. They don't wear the fez cap with the tassel. Some Moors never put a turban on their head. All right? You don't have to wear the garb. You know, you can just be regular, just hood cat like you've been. But the thing about it is knowing who you are. But the whole premise is knowledge of self. Knowledge of self is paramount. Man, know thyself, and ye shall know God. If you don't know yourself, you don't know God. You know what I'm saying? Okay? Now, when we take and separate, then we're doing a disservice to ourselves because we are not open. We're not opening ourselves to what is. We got this piece and we close ourselves off in this little box and I ain't gonna let nothing in. You know what I'm saying? So you're making yourself ignorant. And if you study all you can in that right there, in that little box, you knowledgeable about that stuff in that box, but you don't know all that it is in that box if you don't know what's outside the box. People say the Bible is all it is. If it ain't in the Bible,
study all religion.
If you don't look in a dictionary, which is another book, you're not gonna know what's in the Bible. If you don't the Bible is in Hebraic or Hebrew and Aramaic, okay, and then you have the Greek in the New Testament and that type thing, okay. And if you don't look in your Hebrew lexicon, if you don't break out the Strong's numbers, if you don't get into gematria, you still don't know what they're saying in that book. Okay, you missing. So you got to look outside of it to see what's on the inside of it. Microcosm and macrocosm. The universe is inside of us. The more we study, you know that you don't know more, and it's more and more that you don't know. There's no need to be arrogance and being out here telling somebody else, oh, you don't know this, I'm right, and all that's nonsense. That's the problem with what's going on with our people today. And I ain't just talking about just skin folk, I'm talking about all the folks. Because the game has been played on all the
everybody. Ooh, I'm so glad you said that, brother. I'm so glad you said that. Because I tell them this all the time. I say, we are not the only ones that have been lied to. We all been lied to.
Oh.
Keep going, brother. Keep going.
True indeed. True indeed. Now, we have the Moorish divine and national movement of the world. Marcus Garvey, the Honorable Marcus Mosiah Garvey, L, was a part of the Moorish divine and national movement. The Garveyites, and that was part of the Moorish divine. Garvey was with Prophet Noble Drew Ali, who is the one who brought back Islam to the Americas. Okay? Islam has been here, but they brought it back. It was outlawed by the colonists. Okay? Now, it's evidence. I mean, you can look at the Alamo. If you ever look at the Alamo, they be talking about remember the Alamo and all that stuff. That's been here. The colonists didn't make the Alamo. If you look at the Alamo, it's a mosque. It's some, you know what I'm saying? It's just look at the structure of it. You know what I'm saying? This is not no new stuff. Okay, but we've been misled. We've been have our history played with us and all this kind of thing. You know, we've had almost 600 years added to the calendar. Okay, we got the Moorish calendar year and the Christian calendar year. The Christian calendar year has almost will have like 595 years added to the calendar. Okay? Now, this is because during the Christian Crusades, all right, the Cretans, which Christian comes from Cretan. When you look it up etymologically, the Crete, and these are the people, some pale-skinned nations of the world. Okay, and we're not knocking nobody. But like I said, the Moorish national movement is for everybody. And Prophet Nubu Ali said we're to uplift fallen humanity. Now, humanity means humankind, and mankind means humans, and mankind means man and mankind alike. Man and mankind alike. If you look at the word English, English comes from the angles, meaning hybrid. The definition is hybrid. Hybrid man. English man is hybrid man. That's what it means. Etymology, look it up. That's what it is. You got German, germ man. Okay? You know what I'm saying? All of it all the answers are in the words. All the answers are in the etymology. All the answers is in numbers. The numbers, the words, the etymology, the astrology. Because people, you don't know the Bible if you don't know astrology. You think you know the Bible. You don't know astrology. You don't know numerology. You don't know what you're talking about. Okay?
Talk to him, brother.
You're going to gain some things because it is a masterful piece. A masterful piece that is designed by some ancients who are our ancestors, who put it together so masterfully that a child can gain so much. And the adept, who is very scholarly, can gain so much even more. Everybody can gain from it.
Everybody.
It's been dogmatized and politicized like so many other the religions of the world. The Bhagavad Gita, you know, you got the Quran of Muhammad, you got the let's see, the Waspi. You know, people take these things and they tell you this what it means, and then they get you to do this, and they want to add fear. They want you to be afraid. But when you get this knowledge, it's not about fear. It's about freedom. It's about losing fear. It's about having respect for knowledge that's there and presented to us so that we know the pattern on which the universe works. There's mathematics to universe. There's universal mathematics. Okay? It's not just happenstance. Nothing is by chance. Okay, you got the emerald tablets. Oh, you got so much that why do we want to take and say, oh, that ain't it, my stuff better than that? We sitting up here debating, and when debating my stuff better than your stuff, when we can't get what your stuff is and what's good with your stuff because we too busy saying mine better. How about you show me?
Why is it that we have that mindset, though, brother? Why is it that we have that mindset? Us as people, man. Like, I was never a person that ever, like, I never hated on nobody, brother. Like, when other people make it that's around me, I feel like we all made it. Like, I would have if you were to blow up today, I would have the same feeling if you blew up as if it was me. I would feel like we all blew up together. We all made it, just because you made it. You know what I'm saying? So that hate for others never was in me. I don't even understand why.
Well, it's about 7 up. You know what I'm saying? 7 up. 5 on the left, 2 on the right. 7 up.
Like, it doesn't matter who it is, man. I'm not going to say I have the gift of gab because
Islam deals with the principles of the 5 highest principles known to man. And I'm not talking about the Muslim Islam because all that came from Islam. Okay? We have Muslims and we have Muslims. muscles, tissues, bones, sinews. That's a Muslim. That means all these that came from a fetus. That's Muslim. Man. Okay. Muslim would be the faith, the religion. Okay, that's the religion. This is the secularism. This is the with all the different secularisms in it. We ain't about no secularism. It's not about that. Okay, that's game and politics that's been played on the people. No difference in the Council of Nicaea, where the Christian dogma was tapped in and they took this out, and we don't want to say nothing about Jesus, brothers and sisters, or Yeshua. We can't talk about this. Oh, this don't need to be in it. That's the game part that's been put in there. Okay? Now, when I say that Islam, the 5 highest principles known to man is love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. When you see a brother and you put his hand to his chest, you see him in the street. A lot of the Rasta brothers. You know, do that. You see that. You know what I'm saying? That when Columbus, Cristobal Colon, Christopher Columbus came to this side of the world, the more that brought him here, according to the writings that his son was meticulous in his note taking, Columbus' son. All right. He said that the more that brought us here got off the boat with Christopher Columbus, put his hand to his chest and said Islam, and began to speak back and forth in the native tongue of those people. So this was not no new thing. Christopher Columbus was new for him coming there. You know? Christopher Columbus, actually, they found that he was a Moor. They stopped having the parade in Chicago right after they found out the DNA and all that stuff. Oh, he was a Moor. Oh, they stopped having the parade in Chicago. They have the biggest parade in Chicago. They stopped there. That's when they stopped. Right after this, I was like, oh, that was, you know, when you're paying attention, you see how they do. You know what I'm saying? Okay. So when I put my hand in my chest and I hold it like this, I'm saying Islam. Okay. I honor the principles of love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. You ain't got to watch your back with me, brother. Okay. That's what they're saying. Okay. That's what they're saying when I say Islam. Islam is a creed that honors those 5 highest principles known to man. Okay? Islam was before Muhammad. Islam was before Christianity, before the Muslim faith. All of that, Islam was. Okay? Because it's the science of things that are. This is the science of things that are. The heavens. What's mathematics? This is the science of all things. Okay? And so it's not about a separation, but it's about a coming together and a unification of all things and respecting other people. Because when I come to you and I do that right there, you ain't got to watch your back with me, brother, when I do this right here. That's what it's saying. You ain't got to watch your back. I can turn my back and I know you ain't going to stab me. You see what I'm saying? Okay. Now, what happened was how we got into this position where we started wrestling with each other and that whatnot. Somehow, we have lost accountability. Now, for one, we can go into the caves and the mountains, right? Where certain folk were pushed into the upper elevations to protect them from the sun, okay? And to protect our people and our women and children from them because they were cannibal and very barbaric, okay? Now, this is only my surmising, but it only makes sense because I see the patterns that people have today. Now, a man being along a certain parallel, same parallel as the Caucasus Mountains, same parallel as Turkey, where they first started wearing the tarbush and things, you know, and where across the line of the Great Wall of China, which the Chinese admit that they didn't build, right? They say it was there, right? Because we've been there, right? We've been there. Okay. And then no doubt that the statues and the artifacts and all that kind of stuff, when you look at those faces, the Buddhists, you got Nubianites and braids and cornrows and all this kind of stuff that don't look like no Chinese people. You see big lips and big noses. The Chinese people don't look like this. That's not them. The key people, XI, the key people were there long before they got there. Okay? Now, so when we look at that and these people who were up there, think in your mind, who's going to be the ones that's guarding those borders to keep the people down? Not the women, but the men. Now, you got these amalgamated Moors, because they were amalgamated because they came out of us through some hybridization, through some scientific experiments. Trust and believe this is not the most technologically advanced that we've ever been at all. People are mistaken. It's being pushed that way to us by the narrative being pushed that way by the same people who operated in the Spanish Inquisition, which should have been the World Inquisition, because it wasn't just in Spain, it was around the globe, because they burned books and they took the knowledge and assassinated a lot of the adepts. You know what I'm saying? Because even today, it's a few of us. It's a few of us that have the knowledge and do the research and do the in-depth studying. We give it to the people. The people, they wrestle against it. They'll fight you not to get it. They'll fight you not to get it. So when the vast majority of the people are not concerned with certain things, and then you have outsiders come in, it's easy to round up the adept, get what you can get from them, assassinate them, take their papers and books and scrolls, and then take your time to decipher it and use those things like magic against the people. Whose stuff it is. We got people saying Christianity, the white man religion, the Bible is this and wrong. That's your ancestors doing. Because that kind of stuff, that's your ancestors doing. Okay? We get it confused. They say, oh, English is white man's. The English language is your people doing. This is a trade language that we designed so that we could deal with these amalgamated people who didn't have a proper language. They didn't have no script. That's why English has Arabic script. It's an Arabic numeral. Okay? Algebra. All this stuff is our stuff. We want to say, no, that's them. But we've been misaligned because, like I said, in the mountains, who was watching them borders was men. And you got these amalgamated beast-like things running around, and they a kind of mankind, right? But they are kind of woman too. And if you up there guarding the borders and your woman back there somewhere, and this thing running around with looking like on your TikTok or on your Instagram page when you see every one of them, they do, and then they jump around and turn and show their ass. You know what I'm saying? You see them little wild beasts running around. Hey, it's a little pale, but it look like I can still get some business done. Right? Now think about it. If you go out there and you get the business done, after a while, something's gonna start popping up. Something's gonna start popping up. And then something's gonna start crawling around. Then something's gonna start running around. And when you start seeing some of them people that's guarding the border start seeing them things with their face on it, and then start saying, oh no. So this is what happened 7/11 AD. I guarantee. I'm telling you, it's just too logical. When you see something look like you running around, no, I got to go save mine. We got to civilize these people. We can't leave them up here. We got to civilize them so we can bring them down. Because I got some babies up there. That joker got my face on it. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. That's why I say it's just like today. Okay, a man's mind is a man's mind. Ain't nothing new under the sun. You know what I'm saying? You out there by yourself out there in the wilderness, nothing but men. He's either looking at him, I hit that beast over there before I get, it look like me. It's a little pale. Smell a little funny, a little suffery. I'll take that before I get with this man because that wasn't our thing. You see? Now, when we brought them in, civilizing them, think about it now. We're giving you science. Okay? People want to wrestle against people and they want to say, oh, no, it's us against them. And no. We give these people science to civilize them. Okay? But like I said, the masses don't get all the science. So you got a few adapts that got the science, but then we're giving all the science to these to bring them up to civilization's role. So they get in the light. They're being enlightened, they're being illuminated, illuminated. You know what I'm saying? So now these guys getting the magic that the common man ain't got. You see? So now how did we get to this position? How we start wrestling against each other? Because we start looking out for our own. We start finding divisions. There's divisions between the ones that was being civilized and the ones who was already, it's your land and your inheritance. But you ain't getting that civilization. You got Islam. You know, you gonna handle you treating your man like that, but then you ain't, because that's just nature. But after a while, you kind of take it for granted. You can take some things for granted. But you got some other people that's getting high science. See? So that high science, so that tell you right there how we get in this position. Okay? Then you get the division. You get the division. You got to start secularism. This, that, the other. Okay? Folk want to say from outer space. These people come from the moon. It didn't even have to be all that. It's more simple than that. We want to fall into all kind of elusive things and be all out there. It's more simple. The more you know, the simpler things are. You know? And one of the reasons, I'm going to get from that. I'm going to come from that. Because one of the things I definitely want to bring a light to is not just about the Moorish science, about being a Moor. It's about your nationality. The Italian man is Italian every year all the way back. All right. The Greek is a Greek all the way back. But then our people are Negro, Black, and color, African American, Afro American. They call us Latino. They call us Indians. You know what I'm saying? They call us Creole. Call us all kind of mestizos. And they got all these different names that somebody else calling us, and we accept it. Why you accept somebody else naming you? Is your name Adham? Adham? So you've been named to name the animals? What's going on? Okay, that's the division. That's the division. Okay? Now, our brothers down in South America, Mexico, Peru, all those are us as well. Those folks down there, that's when Columbus and all them was coming through there first. The conquistadors and all that was coming through the South. That's why them people paler than we are. That's why. And it's still, when you go to them places, you're going to see people look just like you. I seen pale guys with afros. I seen dark people with straight hair. You know what I'm saying? Because of the whole mixing. It's the mixing. A mixum. Turtle Island, a mixum. Okay?
Talk about it.
This is what's going on here. But like I said, aside from that, I want to run with that. But aside from that, you want to break something down, brother? Go ahead.
No, I was speaking to the comments. Hey, brother, this is your. I told you what it is. This is you right now. Yeah, you enlightening me as well. You know what I'm saying?
Yes. Now, one of the things that is most important is that we look at things as they are and get the whole religion game out of your mind. Okay? The importance of your nationality and your natal descent, your ancestral descent, your connection to the human family. Negro, black, colored, African American, all them other things, they are not part of the human family. Indian is not a part of the human family. The Indian over here or the Indian over there, because somebody else made the label up for the Indian over there in India. They made that up. That's a colonist thing. Okay? We must get that it's a nationality, it's a bloodline and blood culture of people, because nationality comes from NATO. NATO comes from the Latin navel. It's the umbilical cord connection to the human family and a piece of land, right? That's what gives you human rights. The United Nations Declaration on Human Rights, in the preamble, it says, who is afforded these rights? It says those belonging to family groups and tribes with a heritage. Etymologically, heritage, your connection to the one mother that y'all all came from. Your bloodline. People get too busy thinking about it's a religion. Let me take this off.
Make it make sense, brother.
I'm still a Moor. I can call myself Hebrew. Hebrews are more. You can mark that through history. When they crossed over the Hebrew, or not the Hebrew, the Hebrew, let's call it correct, the Hebrew people. Okay? Ain't no Jew. That's us. The Jew is the people who the Hebrew people, or the Israelites, the Hebrew people, the Hebrew, what's called Hebrew, the Hebrew people, because there was no ha in the Hebrew, okay? And there's no yad, no J in the Hebrew, okay? So there was no Jews back then. The Jews are the people who were civilized up at that elevation, Ashkenazis and all of them kind of people in there who were civilized by the Moors, who were Hebrew or Hebrew and Israelite people that was there at the time to civilize those people. They gave them this these books to civilize them. And when those people left a certain area, they migrated, because our people are navigators. We travel. We're around the globe. There's evidence of us on every continent. Okay? It's nothing new. So when we left those areas, those people, they dealt with jewelry. Okay? They don't, if you look at the people you call these folks today, they don't even speak Hebrew. They speak Yiddish. Yiddish is the bastardization of Hebrew. Okay? So they're not those people. That's not them. You know, they wear the antiquated stuff and all the locks in here, don't shave in between you, all that stuff, but they still identify themselves with a J that was just invented around the 1600s, right before the Bible went into print. Didn't exist. The Pope experimented with the letter I to get the J. So how these people ancient and they call themselves anything, whether you're Jew, not. Just like the Jesus thing. I'm gonna let people have their Jesus, you know what I'm saying? But they talk, don't tell me it's power in the name and you ain't calling the name right, and it wasn't no J nothing in the times of that language. You say it was. There was no J nothing. Ain't no Jesus, ain't no J nothing, no Joshua. It's Yeshua. Okay? Yeshua ben Yosef. Okay? We talking about linguistics. It's all in the study of the language, all in the study of mathematics, study of the words and etymology. This is more science. This is more science. Okay? We do need to have our grasp on the fact that a nationality is necessary for our rising. Connecting yourself to the family or nation, saying that you are a human being. Because if you do not have a nationality with a heritage means that, oh, you can't go back past 1969. It's ironic. I was born in 69. Wasn't nobody black before 69. Nobody. But how you gonna be some ancient black guy? People over here, we wasn't calling nobody black.
Right.
That wasn't what it was. This something that changed. They were calling you colored before that. At law, in a law book, colored means anything stained, varnished, dyed, having a similitude of something that actually is, but is a fiction. Why you want to be colored people and people of color? Don't call me that. You just said you said you are describing word. You saying that you are fiction or people. You're not a real people. You're saying you're a fictional people. Because there's such thing as colorable courts, which means it's acting as a court or doing business at a court, but it's not actually a court. But they'll play the game on you as long as you don't call them out on it. If you call them out on it and you know what to say and you know how to send an affidavit and say, prove me you're a court, what's the delegation of authority order that you got from the Supreme Court saying that you can do business and what can you do, how can you do business and what time to what time, then you're a real bona fide. Okay, so it's a lot of these courts out here that's doing business as the court. They're colorable. And they deal with colorable law. It's not law at all. It's statutes and codes which aren't law. That is corporate policy. They have to do with corporations and corporate policy. A judge fails to sit. Article 3 judge fails to sit if he even entertains that kind of corporate policy in the court. He got to do it with law. You see? Now, the reason why a man should be interested in more science and about knowing who he is as a Moor, okay, is that because if you don't know law, law is always going to be against you.
But as far as the elbows,
and the first point of law, the first point of law is status. Status first, that's then jurisdiction, second, then adjudication. Now, when you in a state, when you come to a courtroom, because it may not be really a court, let's call it a courtroom, okay? They might be doing business as a court.
That one night, but
you come in there,
there was times where I had to
they already gonna assume you to be your status to be as a wardship, corporate ward status. They're gonna assume that that they have jurisdiction or authority over you, and they're gonna go straight to number 3, which is adjudication, where they say, "How do you plead?"
That's why I be trying to
they skip them.
Stay away from a lot of shit.
Then they go to how do you plead? And even the lawyers, a lot of them lawyers and stuff like that, when they go through law school, they learning the policy and the code and the game and the business of law. Because the majority of people don't know law, so they don't got to deal with nothing. They don't got to deal with status issues because people think they crayon colors. I'm white. I'm black. They don't know nothing about this. Your name is in all capital letters. You don't need to make no objection. Anything in all capital letters, according to uniform commercial codes used around the world for trade and commerce, anything in all capital letters is property, a vessel like a ship or automobile, airplane,
good energy.
Or a corporation.
Yo, you don't even know how
So,
much good, powerful energy.
the man who have his name, you see it on the court docket. It's a vessel to move through commerce.
Like that shit was different.
Okay?
That shit was different.
It's a corporation.
I've never been, you know, every time we
organized at the time that birth certificate was made up. Not the time you were born. Not the time that you came out.
To feel that
but the time that document was made up is the creation of that corporation, that entity, that organization was created.
You know, come on the platforms
and property, because the state owns that doggone birth certificate.
That was different for me anyway. I'm not used to that.
And then the parents, especially the mother, whose water on her womb they came from,
me to go left with elbow.
she is listed as an advisor. She was
me and that brother
informer. She's informed. She's an informer. Right? She didn't know though. You can't be mad at your mom because she didn't know.
Right.
You mad at yourself because you didn't find out. You know what I'm saying? We ain't here to point no fingers at nobody. Point your fingers at yourself. Stop. Our people need to start being more accountable. I'm talking about all of us, mankind alike. We need to be more accountable and start really putting ourselves into a study mode and stop getting caught up with all these distractions. They got all the games out here, the video games, they got the porno industry, you know, they got the metaverse coming, you know, all this stuff to distract you. You go to school for 12 years, you learn English every year. You learn no law at all. You might read through the preamble to the Constitution, but they don't really, teach you what that's about. You're not you. If they did, you wouldn't know what the heck they were talking about. Okay. And
you feel me? But it's like, damn,
I mean, it's a lot. We need to put our focus back on being competent. That's what it's about. I went to court today with a young lady.
It was deeper than just,
she was incompetent.
Us being a circle or family. It was
I'm gonna tell you how I know.
The fact that I
she was incompetent because she hired an attorney.
It was hard for me to have to sit and take that in.
And in hiring an attorney, you rent to represent you. You have officially, for the record, rendered yourself incompetent.
Like in many ways.
That's what you've done.
Nobody play with you
okay?
In no type of way. Speaking
now,
physically.
When you're incompetent like that, you can stand up there in your dealings and have that man standing there. And if you decide you want to say something, that judge, and I've seen it time and time again. I've been in court over 100 times with somebody pointing at me talking about as the accused person. Okay?
A bad look for somebody all around the board.
I've seen people say, shut up. If you say something again, I'm going to put you over there in that box and let you look through that window. And they'll talk to the attorney that you hired. Because you rendered yourself incompetent. Okay, this is how it works. And they can do that because of that. And then they say, a man that represents himself has a fool for a client. You want to go pro se status? A man who represents himself has a fool for a client. You know why? Thomas Jefferson, I think he said that. Thomas Jefferson. That's a maximum law. The reason why is a man can only present, an intelligent man can only a competent man can only present himself in his proper person to juries at law. He can only present himself. He cannot represent himself. He can present himself. So a man who represents himself as a fool for client, he don't know what the hell he doing. He don't know nothing about law. He talking about, I'm going to represent myself. You need to study some more. You've been watching some TV law. You thought you was Marcus Welby. You know what I'm saying? Or one of them guys. You know what I'm saying? So you present yourself in your proper person. In propria persona juris. Okay? Get into the Latin. We need to be teaching our children Latin. We need to teach our children Latin and quit talking about that Spanish. Speak English. This is America. They were speaking Moorish Latin, or what they call Spanish, Moorish Latin, long before there was an English over here. So the game where they playing you against your brothers in the south of the border is a game. The game is being played because you've been misogynized and all kinds of ways tricked off in the head, and you don't know what's up and what's down. And then they tell you, them people over there, and you, and them people, and you, and they put the division in there where it's no division supposed to be. The creation of the division was put there to separate and conquer, divide and conquer, divide and conquer. I'm a Hebrew right, Israelite right. No. I'm Buddhist. Oh no. We the more, we this and we that. No, we ain't that. I say, I tell a brother in a minute, oh, you Hebrew out Islam? I say shalom, shalom. I hit him with that. I want to know that because that's mine too. You see what I'm saying? That's mine too. I ain't running around talking about I'm Hebrew Israelite, but that's mine too. And I need to know that. I need to know Moorish Latin or Spanish. I need to be able to communicate with my brother over there. But when I communicate with him, there is no division. I'm looking for similarity. If you're looking for divisions, if you've been trained to look for division or differences, then the game's being played on you. It's just the magic. Sprinkle dust on you. They're sprinkling the magic seeds. See what I'm saying? But it's most important that we need to know this law, because marching, all that marching and praying and brothers talking about they're going to get their guns up and we all going to go to war with them. The brothers ain't got that many guns. Brothers got the guns, but brothers, if you want you talk about the race war and all that stuff, that's some junk. That's race war division too. It's one race, the human race. Yeah. Ain't no racist division. Yeah. That Darwin stuff, it's been proved. He even said he came back off his way. He said, Darwin did. He came back off that junk, he said. He knew he was wrong. But we teaching that to children in schools. Why? Because the schools they for schooling the children, not educating them. You know how you get schooled on the basketball court? If you get schooled on the basketball court, it ain't a good thing. It's not a good thing. It's no good. We want to educate, enlighten. Educate, enlighten. Quit trying to make these divisions and this one better than that one and that one better than that one. We are. That's some bull. That's some bull. You need to start recognizing the similarities and then saying, oh, I want to know more. If I can speak the language you speak, and I go visit in your home, and I see you eat food, and that food good. I can roast capollo. I like that. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? The division is just lost there. And then you start saying, oh, man, they're not so bad. You know what I'm saying? I don't know why they say them people, and they don't need to let them in and all this, the borders. But then they keep letting these Ukrainians come over here. They're talking about we want to let the Ukrainians come over here. The Ukrainians over there they don't like people look like us over there when you let them on the train and get out the country. No, y'all got to stay in there and get killed.
Make it make sense.
It's game. Yeah. I mean, how long you going to let the game keep rolling before you take responsibility, start educating yourself, get the hell off quit feeling like you doing something wrong to your children because you ain't buying them $200 shoes. Right. Talking about it's too expensive to rate. It's too expensive to have new. I got 7. I adopted one. You know what I'm saying? 7 and adopted one. Hell, he was a grown man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because of the brother, and he accepted of what I was giving. Good brother. You know what I'm saying? It don't take all that finance and this and that, and you put that in their head that they got to have $200, $300 shoes.
Right.
People out here wearing $400 belts and stuff, thinking that's what it is. I don't give a. That ain't making me. I got clothes when they got them labels on them names. They brands for a reason. They call them brands, like they used to brand animals because they were treating us like animals. Okay, when you brand the animal, but you got the brands. That's the new thing now. Oh, get your brand together, brand. Okay, you gonna have wear the brand, wear your own brand. Because I used to take time. My mom was a hell of a thrifty shopper. I used to get the stuff that people was paying $50, $60 for. She'll get it. They'll have $1. I'll give you 25 cents for it. You know, at the yard. And I was just as fresh as everybody in school, probably fresher.
Right.
Had more options with gear. I had way more gear than they had. Right. Because my parents wasn't spending $70, $80 on a pair of Jordan jeans and Calvin Kleins. They was getting it for a quarter.
Yeah, what they paying for that one pair of shoes and I'm wearing a pair of jeans, you getting about 5 outfits for just that one pair of shoes.
Yeah.
That one pair of jeans is 5 outfits for us. Listen, I just had this conversation with one of my brothers yesterday, King. I promise you. When it comes to far as people wanting to wear these certain brands and Louis Vuitton and Gucci and all that. And I was like, bro, at the end of the day, really you just paying for the name, the brand. Like you can get something